Fools and Their Money is a beautiful Cheers episode, and I'd forgotten just how emotional this one becomes. This is the 12th episode of the 4th season, directed, of course, by the wonderful James Burrows, and there will be spoilers from now as I go through various aspects of the episode and talk about things that I really enjoyed. And it's a really great episode, but as I said, it becomes rather emotional, but in a really beautiful way. This is one of the first few Woody-based episodes that we have, and I think Woody is such a brilliant character. And first of all, though, it starts off with a bit of Carla, and Carla's flirting with a customer, and she drapes herself over the table, and it's a fun, light-hearted way to start the episode. Then the main narrative kicks in, and we mostly have one main narrative. We have a bit of a subplot with Frasier, and I will talk about Frasier's very briefly just now, then I'll go through the bit with Woody. Normally I'll go through things chronologically, but Frasier's interjections are kind of random, so I think it makes more sense to just briefly address those, then we'll go in with what happens with Woody in chronological order. Frasier has come to Cheers for the first time in a couple of episodes. Frasier hadn't been in it for quite a while, and he comes down to Cheers to tell Diane he's going away. And he invites Diane to go with him. And she says no, it's not a good idea. So he retaliates and tells her that she really uses the word really far too much. And obviously Diane tries to dismiss this. And Frasier starts to really nitpick and criticize her and tells her that he's more intelligent than she is, and he's really quite nasty. It's not a side of Frasier that I like. And then he eventually comes to apologize to Diane after he'd been away for a week, and Diane accepts his apology, and he instantly judges her again, instinctively. And it helps to highlight that he's not quite over the hurt that she caused. But we have a lot more of Frasier to come, a lot of exciting things with Frasier. I won't go into any detail about those in case you're not there yet. But Frasier is a very complex character, and I'm glad that he was back in an episode after quite a few episodes of being away. Now, Woody. It starts off with everybody watching football. Woody had bet just a bar bet on a certain team. The team wins, and he gets the money. I can't remember how much it was. I feel like it was $70-something if I'm not mistaken, but don't quote me on that. And some of the others encourage him to make a real bet with a bookie. And he decides he'll make the bet because he's got a good... I was going to say a good eye for picking the right team, but it's something that he just does instinctively. Apparently he doesn't have a system, he just looks at the teams and bets on whoever jumps out at him. And it's served him very well so far. And he decides this is the approach he'll make when betting with a bookie. And he declares that he's going to bet $1,000, which is his life savings. And Sam tries to dissuade him from betting that amount of money. But Woody is obviously an adult. And as he rightly points out, his system has not let him down yet. So he gives Sam the money to make the bet with a bookie. And the next thing we know, Woody won the money. He picked the right team, and that team won, and everybody in Cheers is waiting for him to come in to celebrate his $10,000 win. And he comes in and he's very excited about it, and Sam disappears to the back room. And what I love about this is that he confides in Diane. And I love that it's Diane he goes to when he needs help. Partly because Diane is very intelligent and can usually help him get out of a difficult situation by using logic. But with this one, when she finds out that Sam didn't place the bet because he was confident Woody would lose $1,000, she suggests some rather ludicrous things, namely telling the bookie that he meant to place the bet, so can he have the winnings anyway? If only that would work. So Diane might not have been the best help on this occasion, particularly when she pointed out, and this made me laugh, she pointed out that for the first time in Sam's life, he had the right intentions and it blew up on him, which I thought was rather entertaining. Not for Sam, of course. And then we get the brilliant scene that takes up pretty much the rest of the episode, where Sam admits to Woody he didn't place the bet. And Woody reacts in a very Woody way. He's not angry. He's not annoyed. He's thankful. because Sam did something genuinely nice. He did something that he thought would protect Woody from losing $1,000. And if you didn't know what Woody was like as a person, then this episode, that scene in particular, would really help to show just who he is and what he is like. And it's just adorable and so sweet. And it just escalates with Sam getting annoyed that Woody wasn't annoyed. And Sam was expecting this outburst from Woody, as one can rightfully expect that from somebody when they've just basically cheated them out of $1,000, or $10,000 rather. But Woody's not going for it, and he ends up actually apologizing to Sam for making him feel like he wasn't getting the reaction he wanted. And Sam explains to him, and this is when it starts to get emotional, and it just escalates from there. It's the bit where Sam says, and I quote, "I was trying to take care of you the way Coach used to take care of me. It worked about as well too, which scares the hell out of me," which I love. I love the fact that Sam is now becoming older, kind of stepping into Coach's role with Woody. And I love that. This is something, without going into too much detail, we see this as the seasons progress and Sam matures a little bit. He's matured a lot since the first season, and this is ongoing. And then with Woody representing the more youthful individual, we see Sam taking on this almost fatherly role with him, the way that Coach did with Sam. And it's so lovely to see, and so emotional, of course. And Woody, still not happy that he's not reacted the way Sam wants him to, offers to take the $1 a week, which Sam had initially suggested, and Sam says it's not enough. So he suggests $1 a week and a raise, and Sam says no. So he suggests $1 a week, a raise, and Sam's Corvette. And Sam says no. Not because it's not enough, but because it's his car. And Woody starts to get annoyed and yells, and I can't work out if Woody is genuinely furious at this point, or if he's just, I think he is angry, but I don't know if his outburst was true, or if he is trying to force that outburst, if he's trying to make the effort to make his internal feelings external. I don't think it's a natural response to him, for him. I can't make up my mind. Part of me thinks, yes, this is him finally unleashing what he feels, but part of me still thinks it's something he's forcing himself to do. But either way, he does get annoyed at Sam, and then it gets very emotional. As Sam says, the way we can get past this is to do what we did with Coach, and Coach would always make them put their arms around each other and sing Home on the Range. And that's exactly what happens. Sam puts his arm around Woody, and they launch into a rendition of Home on the Range, which they have to do for half an hour apparently, and that in itself is beautiful. And then it cuts to the bar, and Carla points out with a hint of a smile on her face that was Coach's approach. And then Norm, subtly under his breath, begins to sing it, and then Diane starts singing, and I love Shelley Long's voice. She has such a beautiful voice, and then everybody's singing it. And my only complaint is that it didn't last long enough. We get a couple of seconds of everybody at Cheers singing the song, and I kind of wish we got another 5-10 seconds of it. I think it would have been even more emotional if we got to see that for a little bit longer. And I think they could have made up that time elsewhere. They could have removed, 5-10 seconds here and there to give us that time. But it's not necessarily a bad thing that we don't have that. It's just, I think it's something that would have made it a little bit more emotional. Not that I'm looking to get more emotional, but I just think it would have been even more powerful. But I love the fact that we see Sam stepping into Coach's shoes, being there for Woody the way Coach was there for him. And, of course, these reminders that Coach is still around in his own ways, and that Nicholas Colasanto will always be part of the show no matter what. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's definitely a brilliant Woody episode. I'm getting very emotional now. And as I said, I'd forgotten just how emotional it becomes, but it's beautiful. It's a great look at the shifting dynamics within Cheers, and ultimately, Fools and Their Money is always going to be one that I'll enjoy.